Shalom, family. I want to talk about something that has been on my mind. I'm just venting right now, but I want to just talk about it because when I talk to Yahuwah, when I'm on my way to work, I'm driving, he just stops to drop little nuggets into my spirit and has me pondering, having that Selah moment. So we're going to talk about ungrateful people. This is an ungrateful generation where people are just so ungrateful. They don't say thank you anymore. They don't say excuse me. They don't say I beg your pardon. They don't want to help. They don't want to take accountability. Everyone has a puffed up, arrogant, entitled spirit. And we're going to talk about it because I see it so much in these young people. Oh my goodness. It's like parents are not even parents anymore. Grandparents are not grandparents anymore. Aunties, uncles, cousins. There's no more big mamas. There is no more big daddies. Ungratefulness. I'm dealing with that right now. I'm dealing with someone that is so ungrateful. The more that I do for this person, the more ungrateful he gets. I mean, at the point that I feel like he's biting the hand that feeds him. And this is what I see with a lot of people. They are just so ungrateful. They don't say thank you. Didn't we just see something like that on the news about a woman with her daughter and was walking out and opened up the door for a young girl that was like 22 years old, and she wanted her to say thank you, and the girl started arguing with her, and they got into it outside, and then she walked into another place next door, and the girl followed her. They were still arguing until they both had to get put out. And then she goes to her car with her daughter, and they're still arguing and everything. And then the young girl throws a bottle of water at the car, and the woman gets out the car and starts fighting her. And then the young lady pulls a pew-pew and pew-pews her 3 times and unalives her. Now, the woman that started all this, she was 41 years old, so you would think she's a mature woman. She had her 20-some-year-old daughter with her. Now, if you can't set the example by having self-discipline yourself, how do you expect this young lady to react to her saying thank you to you? We don't know how the conversation went. We just know that it went on, and it could have not even escalated to that point. Look, I'm a proud 59-year-old. I try to exhibit myself as righteous and holy, and I always ask for instructions from the Most High. And let me tell you something. I have sons and I have daughters, and if I was out there and I was talking to one of my sons, if I was out there with my son and I open up the door and the girl walks out, or I open it up and she doesn't say anything to me, I'm not one person to try to berate or say you could have said thank you. The thing is that you have to show them that this is a learning experience. You got to lead by example. You got to lead by example. She could have walked away at any time. She could have went home. But she chose to not have discipline, and her decision cost her her life. I'm not saying the young lady is right what she did. They both didn't have control. They both could have went a different route, but that's because of no discipline and being ungrateful. How many of these kids, what about these 2 Caucasian kids or 3 Caucasian kids that did such a damage to a young melanated girl that's autistic, 6 years old? They didn't even want to hold them accountable because they were only 9, 8, 9, and 10. But what happened? Why not hold the parents accountable as well? Throughout the Bible, if you look at us, because that's who we are in the Bible, it's us. I don't care what anybody tells you or they preach or say otherwise. It was melanated people in the Bible. The Bible is about melanated people and about melanated nations. Now, there was Rome there was Italy, there was, more the Edomites, they called them Edomites, up there in, I believe it was Surrey or Sinai, where Esau dwelled up in the Caucasus Mountains. But you remember, Esau was Jacob's brother. He was red and he was ruddy. So he probably was more like an albino with red hair and hairy. We don't know because it really doesn't matter. We just know everybody was melanated. The point that I'm trying to say is that during Moses' time, he had to deal with the stiff-necked, ungrateful people. The more that Yahuwah gave to the people, that he would give them manna, he would, they walked around the desert for 40 years and they didn't have to change their clothes, they didn't have to get new sandals, they didn't have to do anything. He was giving them, fire, he was, cloud by, I think it was cloud by day and fire by night to keep them warm. I mean, he was doing all kind of stuff. He was giving them food, he was giving them protection, he was fighting their battles, but they were still complaining. Just like these Negroes are doing now. And what makes me so grieved is people that say they believe in Yahuwah. And the people that go to church. You know what? I was in church for 20 some years. And it was a struggle to see people want to raise their hand. People didn't want to stand up. They didn't want to sing. They didn't want to bring their Bibles. They didn't want to take any notes. They felt like, I'm so entitled. I'm saved. I'm good and saved. Or I'm truly a Yasharel's descendants. So I don't have to do anything. So you don't give glory to Yahuwah. You don't raise your hand. You don't worship him. You don't get into the word. You don't study the word to show yourself approved. You live a lifestyle of lies. You ever been around people that's just so ungrateful? They're just very ungrateful. I mean, they say thank you, but they really don't mean it. I mean, they say, oh, can you help me with some gas? You give them $5. $5? That's all you gonna give me? You got more than that. Of course I got more than that. But that's how much I'm gonna give you. Be grateful for that. And they turn their face up. So you take the money back. You know what I believe? I believe that there wouldn't even be church if Yahuwah just blessed people all the time. They wouldn't even come to go to church. They wouldn't even be praying. They wouldn't even do anything. That's the reason why he tells you to endure to the end. He tells you that you will have to rejoice in trials and tribulation and suffering. If you don't know how to suffer, if you don't know how to stand on faith, if you don't know how to persevere, if you don't know how to be grateful and say, Father, I thank you. I thank you for waking me up. I thank you for your hedge of protection. I thank you for your covering from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. I thank you for watching over my children. I thank you for watching over my husband and my wife. I thank you for watching over my mom and dad and my grandparents. I thank you for, putting your hedge of protection over me as I drive to work every day, having angels encamped around me. Father, I need you. I can't live without you. Nothing means nothing. I don't care if you're famous, if you think you some pastor that walks into the church and you think you need to be set in the front. You're nobody in the kingdom if you're not a servant first. I'm tired of ungrateful people. And so is Yahuwah. It's time for you to repent now.